Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my bookish world. I'm Alex, and today I'm going to be doing my November wrap-up. I'm a little festive in here, got my little Christmas tree and my little reindeer. The rest of my house is much more festive, but I don't have a lot of decorations for my room, so yeah, this is how we're doing it. But yeah, let me see how many books I finished in November. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically 7, but I'm going to count 8 and you'll see why. We'll talk about that later. So let's just get into it because I have a lot of books to talk about. So the first one is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I gave this book a 4 stars. I started reading this book in October and I finished it in November, like right at the beginning. I read most of it during October, but I'm just going to put it here because I did finish it in November. I don't remember if I reviewed it last month, but yeah. So I give this 4 stars. This book follows Yadriel, who is a transgender boy, and his family does not accept his gender, so he decides to perform his own ritual and become a brujo. And in doing that, he accidentally raises the school's bad boy, Julian, and they go on a mission to find out why Julian died, how he died, and as well how Yadriel's cousin died, Miguel. And it's a little bit romantic. Obviously, it's a little bit spooky, so it's great for the spooky season. I'm hoping to reread this next year when things are not as crazy as they were this year. When I started reading this, I was literally about to be moving, and then I finished it after I had moved and started to settle in. So that's why I gave it 4 stars. I still really enjoyed it. I probably think I'd be giving it a higher rating if I hadn't read it during a very crazy point in my life. So hopefully next year, but I do recommend this book. It's very cute and a little spooky, but it's perfect. And then the next book I read was also kind of spooky. I meant to get to it in October, but again, I was moving and life. And that is Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Barron. This book follows a girl who lives in this area, this country, where the Cinderella tale is real, and it has been 200 years since Cinderella's tale was a thing, and every year the girls here are required to go to the ball and to be picked out by a suitor and have to get married. But this girl, our main character, Sophia, I don't know why I can never remember her name. Sophia decides that she does not want to meet a suitor. She does not have feelings for men. She likes girls, and she does not want to be married to a man. So it follows that story and her meeting one of the descendants of Cinderella to stop this. I also gave this book a 4 stars, but actually I think I gave it a 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I am so excited to read more from Kaylin Barron. I believe this was her debut novel. I might be lying. I don't know if this is her debut novel, but it's the first book that I read by Kaylin Barron. I was really excited to read it, and I'm really excited to read more by her because this was such an interesting idea, and I wonder if she'll do more fairy tale retellings in this like kind of patriarchal society thing. I'd really be into that. So yeah, 4.5 stars, and I definitely recommend it. There are queer characters, a female-female romance, and black main characters. And the next book I read is The Sun and Her Flowers by Ruby Kaur. I can't say it. She is a poetry collection. I gave this a 3 stars. I have a harder time, I feel like, connecting to some poetry, and I get it. I did connect to some poems in this poetry collection, but I gave it a 3 stars overall just because it was not my favorite thing. But if you're into modern poetry, I still recommend it. She's definitely... My dog is chewing on her rope. She's definitely an author that is almost like, or poet that is a staple in the modern poetry genre, so I do recommend her. But yeah, 3 stars. And the next book I read is Donde Rosa Santos by Nina Moreno, who is, well, she's an author, But this book was recommended to me, well, recommended just in general, not just specifically to me, by Raquel Marie from the channel Blonde with a Book. And Donde Rosa Santos is one of her favorite books of all time, so I was really excited to get into it just because I have liked a lot of the books that she loves. And so this follows a girl named Rosa Santos who is cursed. Her Cuban family, all the women, if they fall in love, the men that they fall in love with and have to do with the sea are destined to die. And so Rosa Santos is trying to break this curse that seems to be on her family while also going through her senior year and experiencing and living in her lovely, like, small town in Florida and trying to overcome her fears. I don't know if that was a good description, but there you go. And the next book that I read is Verity by Colleen Hoover. By the way, I don't think I said, I gave Donde Rosa Santos a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. Very wholesome, very cute. And then Verity is by Colleen Hoover. This book follows a girl I can't remember the name of, who is a down on her luck author, and she gets offered this job position where she is finishing out the series for this woman, this author named Verity, who has just been in a recent car accident. And so it's about her finding this autobiography that the author has apparently written and discovering all these secrets about her and her family and trying to decide whether or not this woman is going to kill her. Yeah, I gave this book 3 stars. I think it wasn't bad. This is the author's, like, first foray, I don't know what that face was, foray into mystery thrillers, and I would consider this kind of a mystery romance because there is a prevalent romance in it. I was really enjoying it and I thought it was going to be great, and then the last chapter happened and, like, I'm still pissed about it. I was fine with how it was going to end, and then she added the, like, epilogue, and I was like, why would you do that? Why would you make such a good story and then ruin it like that? No spoilers, obviously, but yeah, it was kind of a mess. So I gave it 3 stars because, like I said, I really did enjoy most of it. There were some things that were a little problematic, but you know, I can recognize that they're problematic. And then that ending, though, it went down from like 4 stars to 3.5 all the way down to a 3. I couldn't do it. So yeah. The next book that I read is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. This follows a girl named Liz Leidy who lives in this rural Indiana town, and she has these dreams of getting out of this town and going to a college that is focused on music. But she loses her scholarship, so she decides to run for prom queen because in her city, the people that win prom queen and king always get $10,000 scholarship, which would help her with school. But Liz is not the most popular girl in school, and also she likes girls. So that's kind of an issue. It's really, really such a cute story. Trigger warnings, I think, definitely for homophobia in here, but it's still just such a wonderful book. And I'm really excited to see more of what Leah Johnson writes. She's an incredible author. I really love this. I ended up giving this a 4 stars, but probably more like a 4.5. This is just such a cute and wholesome book. And yeah, there are some things that have to deal with homophobia and racism as well. But I don't know. The romance is so sweet, and like I just love Liz as a character, and the friendships in here are wonderful, and there's so many different friendship dynamics that I absolutely just love about this. So I really recommend it. You should read it. It's good. And then the last book that I have on here is technically one that I finished on December 1st, but I read like at least 70% of it during the month of November, so I'm counting it. And that is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. This book follows a girl, our main character named Imani, who is in her senior year of high school and is balancing work, school, and also raising her, I think, 2-year-old child, maybe 3, her toddler. And so it's about her trying to trust herself and trust her instincts, and also it has a lot of cooking in it, and it's about her learning about herself. And I don't know what my dog is doing. And yeah, it's just a really wonderful book, and I really recommend it. I loved the representation in here of having a Black and Latinx character, which is amazing. Elizabeth Acevedo usually has Afro-Latinx characters in her novels, which is amazing, as well as just having a character in high school that has a child, and it's not this depressing story, it can be this happy story. And not only that, but like the fact that she has a pretty good relationship with her baby daddy, and she has a pretty safe home life. It's just really wonderful. And also there is romance in here, but like it's a pretty cute romance, and I was a big fan of it. So I also gave this book 4 stars, but it's again closer to a 4.5. So that's it for all the books that I read in November. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Follow all my social media down below. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.